I'm just going to make my usual swing. I see a ball that draws back to the target and has a little bit of a bend back to the target. Today I want to dispel a few myths. First of all, how we shape the ball right to left or left to right in the air is not just for the pros. Anyone can do it. You at home can. Stand there, hit yourself a fade that bends onto your target, and you can also stand there, you, the same golfer, stand there, aim up the right and hit yourself a draw to the target. Anyone can do it, and today I'm going to show you how. It's simple. We need to change our understanding of what a draw and a fade is. Now, as per usual, I've got up on the screen my 4 boxes, but I've got one extra one today, and there's a reason behind that. The dynamic loft is what the golf ball feels at the moment it collides with the club head. Now, when that club head collides with the golf ball, the distance that it then goes ultimately comes down to 2 factors. 1, spin. 2, club head speed. And 3, dynamic loft. Those 3 factors will dictate how far that ball carries and has a certain amount on how far that ball rolls. So when we hit a fade, in old money, the way people used to perceive a fade is this shot that goes absolutely nowhere, and that was a terrible attempt at a fade. That was what many would say is a pull. It did have a bit of fade on it. It only had 0.3 face to path, and for those of you that are not familiar with my channel, the face to path value is the ingredient that will measure whether the ball bends right or bends left. So we're looking for a face to path value that is positive, that will tell us how much that ball bends to the right. Now you can see that ball's got some bend to the right, and that face to path value went up. It went up to 4.7, and those keen-eyed of you will have seen that the dynamic loft, which is what the golf ball felt at strike, went up to 25.6. Now I'm going to hit myself a draw, and the ball is going to bend to the left. And when it bends to the left, it will be dictated, how much it bends to the left will be dictated by the face to path value. That face to path value will then have an impact on the loft, the dynamic loft. Now, the more bend to the left we have, the more, in theory, will the dynamic loft reduce, and the more the ball will tend to go forwards, and the further the golf ball will tend to go. So in old money, we used to see a fade as the shot that was the one that was going to lose you distance, and the draw was the one that was going to gain you distance. With the advancement of technology, we can control launch angles and spin rates to our will. And so for someone that stands there and hits a consistent fade, doesn't mean to say that you're going to lose distance. It just means that the club fitter can then fit you with some golf clubs that has a spin rate and a launch angle, dynamic loft, that is going to optimize your distance. I want to put that out there at the start, because when many people are trying to work on their golf games, they think that a fade is going to lose them distance and a draw is going to gain them distance. It doesn't quite work that way anymore. We can now bespoke the equipment to make you optimized within the movement of your golf swing. The objective today is really giving you a simple way of making the ball bend either to the right or to the left. When the ball bends to the right, as I say, the face to path value is positive. When it bends to the left, the face to path value is negative. Now, so many golfers out there have been brought up by thinking that there are many different ways to hit a draw. The only thing that we need to deliver to make the ball bend left is a face to path value that is negative. So that shot, many people will say, it's missed the target, Stuart. On that shot, I was aiming dead straight. Now what I'm going to do is do exactly the same, try and get the face to path as close to 4.5 negative as I can, and now aim more up the right. So the face to path value is now 4.3, missed out by 0.2 of a degree. Shucks, I'm sorry about that. But now all of a sudden the ball has started right and has bent back to the left. This time though, the ball has missed my target to the right. I just realigned my circle. I just realigned where I'm going to aim. That's all I did. I created exactly the same thing. My only task when I'm bending the ball to the right or bending the ball to the left is to control the face to path value. That, my friends, is it. Stop arsing around with the path and stop trying to make various things happen within a straight setup. Trying to set up straight and then trying to start that golf ball to the right and then draw it back makes your life super difficult to make the ball draw. Because nobody on the planet that draws the golf ball will aim at the target. And nobody that fades the ball aims at the target and tries to cut across it in an effort to fade it. All they're simply doing is managing the shape of their ball with their alignment, which is why alignment will always react to the bend of the ball in the sky that you have. I've given you an elaborate overlay, or overview, should I say, of fades and draws. For many of you out there will go, oh, Stuart, will you get on with it? No, quite frankly, I won't get on with it. I'm enjoying myself sharing these nuggets of information with you in an effort to make you not have to go wandering the internet to find many different ways of trying to hit a draw and a fade, because hitting a draw and a fade is the simplest thing on the planet for every golfer. For every golfer. And if you cannot hit a fade and a draw at will, you need to come and see me. You need to come and find me on Skillist. You need to come and find me at Precision Golf, because let me tell you, it's simple. So, with understanding all of that, the truly simple way of hitting a fade, you stand up, you put the club out in front of you. To start with, open the club face by 45 degrees. So the leading edge of this club face is going to be open 45 degrees in front of you. Then you're going to take your normal grip. And then what you're going to do is you're going to return the club face back to straight. Now all of a sudden your grip will feel a little bit on the weak side. Then I want you to then aim straight. Aim straight and expect to see the golf ball bend out to the right. So I'm now aiming straight. I'm going to just make my usual swing. Nothing different, nothing fancy. I'm just going to make my usual swing. And what you'll find is that when you hit that golf ball, you'll come back with a face to path value that is open. So that's the fade, and we'll come back to that in a moment. Then we're going to hit the draw. I'm going to take my golf club up in front of me, and I'm now going to close it by 45 degrees. I'm now going to take my usual grip, and then I'm going to bring it back to straight. Now I'm going to bring it back to straight, and I'm going to set myself up to the golf ball again. And now I'm going to aim straight. I'm going to aim straight and make my usual swing. And then all of a sudden what you'll see is the ball bend to the left with a face to path value that is 9 degrees. Shut to the path and the ball bends to the left. All I've done is put my hands on the golf club in a different orientation relative to straight. Then got myself set up. So on both of those shots, I closed the face or opened the face 45 degrees and then put my hands on the club. At that point, I've now set the face to the path, either open or closed. So I said 45 degrees at the start to give you a real powerful look at how much you're going to see the ball bend right and bend left. It's a really simple way of creating draws and fades. And what you might find for those prolific slicers or prolific hookers out there, you might actually work out, oh my goodness, this grip that feels a little bit weird at the start has actually cured my slice or cured my hook. Shock horror, the grip could fix your bend in the sky. I don't know, how simple could that be? Anyway, give it a try. Once you've got the value of how much you want to either close or open your face to hit the relevant shot, you then aim yourself to the right. So I'm now going to close my face by only 10 degrees. I'm going to put my grip on. I'm now going to aim in between the 9 of the 8.9 face to path and the 1 of the 14.8 on the dynamic loft. I'm going to aim in between those two things. And then I'm going to put the face back to straight. Now I'm going to aim myself, as I say, between those two values, between the 9 and the 1. I'm now going to put the face back to straight. The grip feels a little bit stronger than normal because I've closed it 10 degrees and then put my face on, got it back to straight, aiming the face at that same gap too, and then I'm just going to make my usual swing. And hopefully, just hopefully, I see a ball that draws back to the target. You can see the face to path value was negative at 3.3. The path was to the right at 8 degrees. And I've got a lovely little draw back to the target. Now, anyone that knows their onions about hitting shape, you must never make your ball bend all the way back to the target because that golf ball will pitch and bounce left. So that for me, whilst I could have gone a touch closer to the target, is fine. Now, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to open the club face by 10 degrees, put my grip on. And now I'm going to return the face back to straight. I'm now going to aim between the 0 of the 8.0 club path and the 4 of the 4.7 face angle. Aim there with the face, aim there with my feet. And now I'm looking at a club face that's straight, but I feel a grip that's a little on the weak side. So I now make my usual swing. And all of a sudden, the ball goes down the left-hand side and has a little bit of a bend back to the target. That time, the face got all the way open enough to get the ball back to the target. So my pedigree chums, hitting fade and hitting draw is the simplest way to making shape occur with those ingredients. You will lose loft or you will lose distance with one shot over the other if that's not your normal shape. But let me tell you, standing there and trying to hit a shot that goes straight to the target without any bend at all is the hardest shot in the books. Unless you're a good golf coaching aficionado. I hope that's given you something to think about. Ways of hitting fade, hitting draw for everyone. It's got nothing to... If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Do with whether you're a pro or not. Just some simple understanding of how to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Do consider subscribing while you're here. And that, my friends, is good coaching.